Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Dempsey, back with you to do some more science time. I'm still in my kitchen, in my comfy clothes, but wishing I was in the classroom with you. But for now, this will have to do. So last week, we talked about using our 5 senses to explore springtime. And I hope you had the chance to get outside and do your wake up spring senses. I know some of you did because your mommies sent me a picture of your finished work. I know Mira said that she could hear birds when she went on her springtime walk, and Dylan said she could smell fresh air when she was outside. Anne-Marie said, I feel sun's heat. I like how she said that. And Dylan and Anne-Marie both said, I taste ice cream. Yes, this is the time of year we all eat lots of ice cream. But when I was outside last week, I was seeing a lot of robins. Robins are a springtime bird. And this particular robin I saw at my house was flying all over my backyard. And one time I saw the robin with some grass sticking out of its mouth. And another time I saw it carrying a twig. And guess what? I also saw it carrying a piece of string. And I thought, what is this busy robin doing? And then I realized that robin is building a nest. Because in springtime, birds, like a robin, lay their eggs. But robins and birds are not the only ones to lay eggs. Look at this poster. It's called Animals That Hatch from Eggs. And there's the robin I was talking about. I'm sure you're seeing these in your yard right now too. And robins lay those little blue eggs that sometimes you'll find their shells on the ground once their babies hatch. But iguanas, they hatch from eggs. Penguins lay eggs and hatch from eggs. I know the boys and girls in my class will remember Happy Feet and all our learning about penguins. They're birds that cannot fly, but they hatch from eggs. Crocodiles and alligators lay eggs. Bald eagle, a type of bird, lays an egg. Platypus lays eggs. Python and all snakes lay eggs and hatch from eggs. Emu, this is a big bird, long legs. It probably reminds you of an ostrich. An ostrich and an emu lay eggs and hatch eggs. And this is a Galapagos tortoise. So tortoises and turtles all lay eggs and hatch from eggs. Before I read you a story, I want to show you something pretty awesome. Speaking of ostrich, this is an ostrich egg. If you ever go to Binder Park Zoo, you will see ostriches. And this egg was laid by one of the ostriches that live at the Binder Park Zoo. But the egg did not hatch. They took the yolk and the white out, and Mrs. Day bought this for us to use in our classrooms. But I know that you are familiar with chicken eggs. So I took one out of my refrigerator to show you the difference in size. Look at that chicken egg compared to an ostrich egg. I'm gonna hold on to this chicken egg because I'm going to read you a story about chickens aren't the only ones to lay eggs and hatch from eggs. Lots of other animals lay eggs and hatch from eggs. Watch as I read you Chickens Aren't the Only Ones by Ruth Heller. She's one of my favorite authors. Chickens aren't the only ones. Chickens lay the eggs you buy. When mom goes to the grocery store like Meyer, she'll buy some eggs. Those come from chickens. The eggs you boil or fry. So here's some boiled eggs. You can make those into deviled eggs for your summertime picnic. And there's a, Mrs. Dempsey calls those dippy eggs, sunny side up. Or the eggs you dye, like you just did for Easter time. Or leave alone so you can see what grew inside naturally. Chickens aren't the only ones. Every bird, wild or tame, does the same. The ostrich lays the largest egg. Remember how big that egg was that I showed you? The ostrich egg, the largest egg. And the hummingbird lays the smallest egg. Here's a hummingbird egg right here. Look how different in size they are. Chickens aren't the only ones. Most snakes lay eggs, and lizards too, and crocodiles and turtles do. And dinosaurs who are extinct, but they were reptiles too. So they laid eggs and hatched from eggs. And there's a baby dinosaur hatching out of its egg. Frogs and toads and salamanders lay eggs, and when they hatch, they're tadpoles who grow legs and climb a lily pad just like their mom and dad. They don't have claws or scaly skins because they are called amphibians. Fish eggs float up to the surface or sink to the bottom of the ocean floor. Those beautiful, colorful fish. This mother seahorse lays her eggs into the father's pouch. He keeps them there until they hatch, and then he's through. I think that's nice of him, don't you? These fathers, too, are helping out by guarding eggs protected by that foamy mass that's floating by. And they won't leave until they're sure that all the eggs have hatched. These don't look like eggs to me, but they were laid in the sea. See this? This is an egg that a shark laid. And this is the egg of a stingray. This one by a ray is a mermaid's purse, they say. The octopus is said to shed 100,000 eggs and then to hang them up in strings attached to rocks or caves. The moon snail's eggs are mixed with sand to form this collar-looking band, and that's where they keep them to protect their eggs. Octopus hangs them up, look like balloons at a party, but those are an octopus's eggs. Spiders wrap their eggs in sacks, and snails, you know, are very slow, but they lay eggs that hatch and grow. And so do insects, who have 6 legs and lay many different kinds of eggs. This one will hatch into a hungry caterpillar who will grow and grow and grow and then climb up a stem and change into, I know what it is, do you? A A butterfly is born. Animals with fur or hair who nurse their young and don't lay eggs are known as mammals, like the spiny anteater. But these are two exceptions, and they both live in Australia. So spiny anteater and duckbill platypus. These two animals live in Australia, and they lay eggs and hatch from eggs. Chickens aren't the only ones. There's no more to discuss. Everyone who lays an egg is, listen to this big word, oviparous. Try saying it with me, oviparous. Remember that word. We're going to come back and do an activity using that big word. Animals who don't lay eggs have babies born alive and well. But that's another tale to tell. Animals like cats and dogs, they're called mammals. Can you say mammals? We're going to be using that word too in a minute to do an activity. So chickens aren't the only ones to lay eggs and hatch from eggs. All right, so in that story, you learned a big word. I'm going to spin around my chart, and that big word was oviparous. And oviparous means animals that lay eggs and hatch from eggs. And then this word is our other big word from the story. It's mammals. Mammals are what we are, people. But many animals are mammals too. Mammals are born alive. They have hair or fur covering their skin. They drink their mommy's milk when they're first born. So see the difference? Oviparous, animals that lay eggs and hatch from eggs, and mammals are born alive, have a fur or hair covering. So I have many pictures that we're going to sort together. Okay, my first picture is flamingos. Now we have to think, is flamingo an oviparous animal or is it a mammal? Well, a flamingo is a bird, so it's oviparous. Did you get that one? All right, the next one. Oh, you're gonna recognize this one. It's our rabbit. Rabbit. Is it an oviparous animal or is it a mammal? It's a mammal. It has a fur covering. How about this one? You'll recognize it. Elephant. Elephant. Does an elephant lay eggs or is it a mammal? It's a mammal. You're good at this. How about our friend Wilbur the pig? Wilbur, does a pig lay eggs or is it a mammal? Born alive. Yes, you're right. Pigs are mammals. Oh, Mrs. Dempsey doesn't like snakes, so I'm going to hold this picture away from me. Snake. Remember from the story? Do you remember? Snakes lay eggs. So we're going to put it under this big word, oviparous. Oh, my friend McKenna knows this one. Cow. Her daddy works on a dairy farm, and McKenna knows that a cow doesn't lay eggs. A cow, babies are born alive. They're called calves. So we're going to put it over there under mammals. Remember the octopus in the story? It hung its eggs like balloons in a cave. So octopus lay eggs. Oh, some of you have a cat. A cat. Do cats lay eggs? No, of course not. Cats are mammals. They have fur covering their body, which mammals have. Oh, penguin. You know this one. Penguins. Think about Happy Feet. Remember Dad and Happy Feet? He protected the egg on his feet while Mom went out fishing for food. Penguins lay eggs. Squirrel. Oh, I've seen a lot of these looking for food in my yard. Squirrels. Do squirrels lay eggs? No. That's because squirrels are mammals. Let's see. Turtle. Look at this sea turtle. Turtle, remember from the story? Turtle, oviparous. Turtles lay eggs. A few more. Oh, badgers. Look at that badger. What's all over its body? Fur. Mammals have fur. Badgers, babies are born alive. Oh, here's a spider. Spider, like in Charlotte's Web. Spiders lay eggs and they protect it with their silky thread so that their eggs will be safe. So spiders, oviparous. Dog. Dog. Look at all that fur. That means it's a mammal. Their babies are born alive. Frog. Frogs and toads. Remember from our story, chickens aren't the only ones. Frogs lay eggs and hatch from eggs. And the star of our story, chickens. Chickens lay eggs. They're the eggs we eat. So we know chickens are oviparous. How about the buffalo? Buffalo, the animal that the Sioux Indians would chase after. Buffalo, look at all that fur. Buffalo do not lay eggs, they're mammals. A ladybug, but think of all insects from our story. Butterflies and grasshoppers and crickets and ants. They are insects and all insects lay eggs. Oviparous. Deer. That's silly. We know deer do not lay eggs. We see them out in the field all the time with their baby fawns. And so we know they have a fur covering. They are mammals. And owl. Well, owl is a type of bird. And remember the robin, remember the ostrich egg, flamingo is a type of bird, so is a penguin. The owl is oviparous. They lay eggs. And my last one, do you recognize this one? It's a lizard. I know in the story it had an iguana. A lizard. Does it have fur covering? Does it drink its mom's milk when it's born? No, it's oviparous. It lays eggs and hatches from eggs. Good job, boys and girls, helping me to sort those pictures. Now, got a little homework for you to do, and you're going to like this one. This one's an easy sentence, so just like last week, grab a piece of paper, and I want you to write this sentence. Ready? Chickens aren't the only ones, period. A blank lays eggs too. So think of all those animals we talked about in the story or the ones you saw on my poster here. You can choose any animal you would like and fill the name in the blank. So I'll help you out. All right, I am going to say chickens aren't the only ones. A penguin. Write the word penguin. And my sentence is finished. A penguin lays eggs too. And then I want you to draw a picture of the animal that you wrote in the blank. This week I received a letter in the mail from my friend Dylan. And Dylan sent me a perfect picture for this activity, a penguin. So I'm going to use your picture, Dylan, to finish my writing activity. All right, boys and girls, have a good week. I miss you all. Work hard on your slides. See you next week for more science time.